good afternoon. Well, actually, it's evening now. Well, it will be, I guess. It's almost 6. Anyway, today's video I'm going to just talk, and I'm going to be talking about, okay, so for the last couple months I've been on, the generic for Zoloft, begins with an S. I've been experiencing a side effect ever since she bumped me from 25 to 50. And I wasn't sure if I was going to post it here, but, honestly, I'm not really embarrassed by it. But the side effect I was having was I had some increased headaches, but that wasn't my main side effect. My main side effect was diarrhea, actually. So that's kind of why I didn't really want to talk about it, but, whatever. So I actually went to the doctor today, and I got a new medicine. I'm taking, what is it called? Lexapro? But it's the generic of that. It's got a really long name. But anyway, that's what I'm trying now, and I'm on the smallest dose possible to start with, so 10 milligrams for now. And I'm hoping that this will do better. I have no idea. I could sit there and read all the information I want on this new medicine and still not know, what to expect. I mean, I looked up Zoloft's side effects, and my side effect wasn't even, it was on there, but not really. So hopefully this one goes good. But my doctor's also referring me to a psychologist, whichever one is the one that, does the medicine part, would know more of what type of medicine. Because I'm just doing my general practitioner for, she's the one that's been prescribing me these medicines. And she's like, well, I think you probably should be seeing a little more specific of a person. And I was like, okay, I guess. So she's referred me to somebody, and I will be getting a phone call from them, but she said it might be a month or so for them. So I have no idea. I don't know how well that's going to work, but like she was telling me, she's like, it's a big step to actually go and say, I need help. And for me, it took me 5 years to finally get the courage to ask my doctor, hey, I need help. Can you help me with my depression? And I did not realize that it was going to, that I actually had to work extra hard, that I found it hard to actually say, I need help with my depression. Please give me a medicine, or please direct me to where you can help me with it. I said, because, well, I wasn't handling it too well. But anyway, and another thing that I have discovered is I have eczema. I don't know if you remember at all, sometime in the summertime, either last year or this year, I was talking about how I used to have this rash on my arm and on my hand here and here. And it, like from just being outside, like I'd go painting, like I'd do my painted beads outside, and then I would have these bumps and this, rash, this intense itching, and then I would have to scratch it, and then all these little tiny multiple sized bumps would appear all over my arm. And I can still feel where I have it, because there's like, I don't know how to describe it, but the skin isn't smooth there anymore. But yeah, it's usually right here, and now it's been happening on my arm here, on my wrist. I had an outbreak or something last night where they looked like goosebumps at first, but they were bright red and they itched. And of course I had to itch it because it was an intense itch. And I didn't have any idea. I told her, I said, this happens every so often, happens more in the summer. And I was like, what is it? Because right now, because when I went in to see her, my hand burned. Like I could just feel the ache in there. It's not so painful now because I've been putting the hydrocortisone stuff on it. I think that's what it's called. A little tube you buy it over the counter. Anyway, I think that is, yeah, hydrocortisone, yeah. Anyway, the anti-itch stuff. The stuff I put on like mosquito bites. Actually, well, yeah. But anyway, so, and as soon as I put that on, it felt so much better. Because last night I just thought it was dry skin. I put lotion on it after I had itched it because it was really driving me crazy. So I took a shower and then I put lotion on. It burned. It burned like crazy. I was like, it burned. So I was like, okay, this is not helping. It's not, that's why I went and I had to ask her about it because I was like, this is not dry skin. For me, dry skin, I usually get cracks in the wintertime, but I haven't had any of those symptoms lately because we have a new furnace and our new furnace has a humidifier thingy. So, it puts humidity in the air. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, it's better. So I don't have all the little cracks, and I used to always have to wear those knuckle band-aids on my hands because my knuckles here and here, because I even have like scarring here because this was always one of the spots that would crack. It was always on my hands that would crack, and this was nothing like that. So she's like, oh, that's eczema. And I'm like, what? So I had no idea. So anyway, I'm really hoping that this Lexapro medicine will help. From what I'm reading, for the depression part of it, which is the reason I'm taking it, I'm not going to see any results for that for, what they say, 4 to 6 weeks, which is to be expected. That's generally how long, although that is actually pretty long, although, because like allergy medicine's usually 2 weeks. But, well, that's another thing. I have to she recommends that I start taking my Singulair every day. She's like, oh, you were supposed to be taking that every day anyway. I'm like, I was? Because I had told her, I said, by the way, I've been taking my Singulair every day because of all the shoveling we had to do, and I don't want to keep using my rescue inhaler when I'm doing shoveling. And she's like, no, just keep taking your, when you run out of things, I'll just prescribe you some more. So, because she hasn't been giving me a full year's worth of prescription refills. She's only been just doing it for the 3 months where I need it for the allergy stuff. But when I do heavy, intense workouts and stuff, I also notice I have a hard time breathing. So, and she's like, yeah, just take it every day. So anyway, that's a boring video about my medical stuff. I guess I could talk about my glaucoma stuff too. So I don't know. I kind of bombed my visual field test, but that's because my eyes shake. So, and they want me to cover an eye to do that test. So, yeah. And I wrote an email. I hate emailing people. I had to write an email today and asked my contact lens guy, because yeah, I've got a contact lens guy, because I do have a high power contact lens, because if you do not know this about me, I do not have lenses in my eyes. I was born with cataracts, and when I was a baby, they took my lenses out. So if I'm not wearing my glasses, I also still have contacts in. But if I'm not wearing those either, I am legally blind. But that doesn't mean that I can't see. That just means that everything is blurry. But anyway, so I called my emailed my contact guy, and I'm like, hey, I need a prescription for my contacts, because I can't get them at Mayo Clinic, because Mayo Clinic is not in my if I went to Mayo Clinic to buy my contacts, I'd be paying full price because they're not in my network. I think that's the right word. And I know my contact guy's like, I really hate it when you buy them because I have no idea. I don't have it as a record. I'm like, well, I can't buy them from Mayo. And he just goes in a big circle. I'm like, my husband keeps telling me I can't buy them at Mayo. And instead of paying $400 for a year's supply or whatever, I go and get them in network, and my insurance people give me $150 off my price. So I guess it's more of, yeah, 350, because I usually end up having to pay close to let's see, this last time I paid almost $200. So 150 plus 200 is, so yeah, my contacts for a year are kind of expensive, but that's because I have a higher power than if you were wearing contacts. You probably have a negative number or, a small positive number. My numbers are in the double digits for the positive side. So, and I only just recently, within the last 5 years, or maybe 10 years now, it's been maybe 10 years now where I have had the ability to actually have monthly contacts. There is no daily or 2-week pair of contacts for me in my prescription. So I'm happy with a month. Anyway, so that was my, I'm going to call this afternoon chat because I was all over the board. So, all right, well, you have a great rest of your weekend. No guarantee if I'm going to make a video. I may or I may not. All right, bye.